Hello. I'm just messing around today. I thought I'd test out. I got my new camera and I am going through all my files that you see in the background there. I'll pull something interesting up. Ooh, torso or helmet? Try and find the helmet. Yes, there we go. Look at that bad boy. Doom Eternal helmet. You can see how he breaks them down. This is from like Heroes Workshop, as you can see up there. Anything not Halo I've been buying from Heroes Workshop to work on, and I plan on, I think I'm going to do a Doom 2016 myself for like, just because I want to, for me. I've also had a request to do a Ninja Turtle as well, and that's awesome. So I'm going to do a Ninja Turtle again from Heroes Workshop. The guy that runs it has done 1990 movie Ninja Turtle template. I mean, come on, I've got to do that. But yeah, I just thought I'd have a look at some of the non-Halo files I've got. Look at that. That'd be so cool. I wish I had like a real muscular body, or like the ability to do prosthetics, so I could like do big beefy arms to go with something like this, and then I would absolutely do a Doom Eternal armour. But you know, hey ho, never mind, eh? Let's see if I can go back. I've moved it over too far. There we go. Right. So I've also got Guyver, which no one knows. No one knows who Guyver is. But that's the helmet. And it's quite an old file, you can see from this. Like, those are all tiny little bits, and they've still got like the little flaps because you meant to do this on paper, and you can turn that off, which I frequently do. Take that off like that. And then I like to sit and figure out if I can put stuff together to make them, you know, join up like that. And you can make them like full pieces. Oh, there you go. Just like that. And for something like that, I would do that. Hang on, let's get this full screen. I'm going to get into this now. So for those of you not in the know, Guyver was a manga, like a Japanese comic, in the 80s, and then they started making little OVA, and yeah, it was ultra violent and crazy, very characteristic of 80s, like anime stuff. And back then we didn't even coin the term anime at the time. Everyone referred to it as manga because that was the company that were like a distribution network for all of this stuff to come over to the West. So it was Manga Entertainment, I believe it was called. And if you ever got like a VHS, which we all did, of these things, it would come with a manga logo on it. So everyone used to call it manga, even though that's the word for like comic or something in Japanese. We all just call it manga, and then it became known as anime after that. Interesting, pointless information for you. So yeah. Oh, that that's overlapped. Look at that terribleness there. I wonder if you can move that out and maybe get it like, oh, that's too close as well. We've got overlaps going here as well, but could it work? That's the only question. It's very rigid, very, very paper model. Mind you, right, we're not saving that. I'll just leave it. I'm just messing around. Let's see. There is a helmet in here as well, I'm sure. Head. Did I just see? Yes, I did. Okay. This is clearly... yeah, this is definitely someone's tried to make it for form. How is that? And then this, is this there? Yes, that's there. That's kind of cool actually, that's how that's made. And then you can also, let's put the, where is it? There it is. So you can see where the folds are supposed to be. That bends outwards. Ah, of course it does, yeah. And then I'm assuming you attach it down the middle from the outside of this, and then this bit in particular. Is it on the bottom? Yes, it is. Okay. And then these are all like the in-betweeny bits. It's quite clever how they've done this, and then you just sort of slot it all together. You just push that all together. Makes it a hellish nightmare to measure for. You're gonna have to, you know, sort of guess how big your head is, how big your helmet is gonna need to be when you print out the templates, but it's a really good file. The only trouble is of course, it goes across pieces of paper along here, so that just makes it really awkward to print, because you always end up missing a tiny bit off the edges of each sheet of paper, so you've got to kind of guess where it's supposed to be. Annoying, but I always just split these things. Like I'll do it now. Why not? Let's see. So yeah, there you go. Just do that and then take one off. I was doing some sanding in here the other day, and now I've got loads of wood dust everywhere. But yeah, you could like remove that, and then keep that, turn it round, whack it on one piece of paper, just like that. And I'd do the same with that as well. Let's do that. Let's see if we can find the middle. See if it'll let us cut the middle. There it is. Aha! Right. Keep that side because it's actually got a little line on it that gives you an indication of where you want to be when you cut out the template. They might even go on the same page, and that's going to save you a hell of a lot of card or paper or whatever you use, so why not? Let's do that. Let's just see if we can. Oop. Oh, it's just that little bit too big. Unless... no. Oh no, hang on a minute. Let's see. No. It was worth a shot though, come on, you know. But there you go, that's two done right there. Now this is going to be a difficult one because you can't really split that without, like, it's just that bit too big for one sheet. So I wonder if you do split it. It's sort of awkward, but it's about there. There it is. Right. Okay. See, now that makes it so you can just fit it all on like so, and then you just stick them back together when you cut them out, thereby saving loads of paper. Everything else seems okay except like the main part. We'll save that as it is for now. And then there's the main part with the eyes and everything. So what I would do is maybe cut it off. I mean, ideally I'd cut it there, and then you could maybe manoeuvre it so it'll fit. But we might not be able to do that because of the way that this has been unfolded. It's sort of an awkward little thing to do. Let's see if there's somewhere here we can chop. That was the obvious bit, but there's no real, like... Stand corrected. There it is. We managed. There. And we can just grab all of this and move it over just a little bit. You want to create a decent amount of space, you know, for the edges. Just in case. These aren't attached. Oh my god, that's annoying. Oh god, right, okay, I'll have to put that back. Right, there. Just leave it. Just leave it like that. But there, you've got it all on individual sets of sheets of paper now. And I find if you put it in order like that, it doesn't confuse your printer too much. Yeah, so there it is, ready to go. I'm going to save that because I do completely intend to do a full Guyver suit at some point. And oh yes, oh yes, neck part. Oh, look at it. So wait, what's that? That's all of that. That can't be very big. Can it? The only difficulty with doing Guyver in particular is that these are all like the armour parts, and then under the armour are like what looks like giant strands or worms or something, because it's an organic suit, and that is very difficult to translate when you're making like a foam costume. So what I would do is, I've got this boy right here. Let me show you. This is foam clay. There we go. Nice and loud. It's air drying clay, basically, is what it's called. I use that for the forehead and eyes and nose of my Batman costume as well. Keep it in this tub so that even though it's sealed inside the plastic as well, the bag, it has been opened. So I like to try and keep as much air out of it as possible because it dries in the air. So yeah, I tend to use that for anything organic looking, and yeah. So yeah, so look at the chest now. I'm not sure about that one because it doesn't have these bits, but I wonder because there's two. Oh, that's abs as well. So that's, yeah, that's the back, that's the front. That doesn't look too bad either. That's, yeah, all one piece there. Two abs, and then that's the joining bit. And of course, you just flip that over on the foam template, and yeah. Did I move anything? Right, okay. Shin, thigh, quad, foot. I always like the feet of the Guyver for some reason. It's like ninja shoes. Organic armoured ninja shoes. With like the 2 toes. Just awesome. Anyway, enough. Hang on a minute. Are there actual pictures of... Oh, it's just pictures of the template. I thought it was pictures, like actual like assets sort of thing. Never mind. All foam all at once. Like, look at this guy. Let's full screen that. So that's a pretty decent idea of what it should be altogether. And like, yeah, I don't know. Be able to go up and down it as well. The arm. And there's the blades. There's blades on the gauntlets. The cool ass ninja shoes. Yeah. That's Guyver. And I've also got the Batman. This was... That's Batgirl, this one. Why does it say Batman? Batman chest logo? Yeah, that's Batman. Right, so there's the base. What is that Batgirl torso doing in here? I don't think that should be there. Because I have got Batgirl. There it is, Arkham Knight Batgirl. And I've got the torso armour there. Is that the same? It's not exactly the same, is it? Oh, cloth. No. That's weird. I'm going back. One more moment. Right. Torso armour. Yeah, because that's... Oh, it's the same file. But I must have saved it in here after taking off the... Yeah, I've took off all the things and had a quick workaround on here to try and figure it out. But yeah, that's from Arkham Knight, Batgirl. Which is just awesome. I think it's probably the best Batgirl armour that there is. I've got Doom Eternal there. I've got Covenant armour. I forgot about this. So Arbiter. Got the Arbiter stuff. The Arbiter helmet. Oh, I'd love to do that, but I know how much time it would take me, and I just know that I don't have that kind of time. Ghost of Onyx, I forgot I had that as well. I've actually unfolded it and it's ended up extracted it and it's ended up somewhere. I don't know where I've put it. Have I just kept it? I think I've just kept it zipped, haven't I? Enforcer. Yeah, I've done the Enforcer. I wonder. Oh well, speaking of Wonder, I've got Wonder Woman as well, with its all PDFs, and you just sort of supposed to print the PDFs and cut them out. Not ideal, but it's good. Well, yeah, and then there's Halo 3 permutations, which means just like the bits you used to be able to add before Master Chief Collection, where it's gone completely insane. These were all your like spare armors for multiplayer, and the recon armor was very much coveted because to get it you had to jump through several hoops. It's not the most detailed file, but it's alright. It's alright. I could definitely work with that. CQB. I'm in the middle of making the Reach CQB. Let's have a look at the helmet out of interest. That's nice actually for an old file. You can tell it's old because that's the state of the pieces. Hey man, yeah, I'm just nerding out over all this stuff. I lost all these files, and then I managed to get a new case for the internal of my external SSD, and I saved it all. So I'm just going through it all, like nerding out right now. Like the Hayabusa helmet. Look at that. I want to make one of these. I nearly got the chance. Like someone wanted to commission me to make it, which these days is the only way I get to make anything now. Is if someone wants to buy the helmet from me, and I just couldn't wait to do like all this stuff like over the crown, the sort of, you know, the pointy parts. I was going to make those as they appear here in this file, and then I was going to just do it all in foam clay and make it really organic and put the lines in and sort of, you know. Skibidi Toilet is actually a sci-fi series with some cool things to cosplay too. I think you need to try it too. I mean, oh, excuse me, I've heard of Skibidi Toilet. It's like something my niece talks about. I have no idea what it is, except that like it's just some sort of some YouTube thing that kids watch. I don't know, man. I mean, I can't keep up with all of it. What's this? Oh, look. That is a really cool version of the CE helmet. Look at the mess of all of that they want you to use. Right. I'm guessing. Is that that? No, that's bits of everything. Oh my god, what a piss take. Yeah, I'm sat here thinking like, oh, I want to make it, and then I'm looking at all of this, and I'd have to spend a good hour and a half sorting all of that out and putting it together and making like solid parts to put on foam. Because, as I've said before, as you can see, it's all paper model stuff, and if you turn off the show flaps, because those are the bits you'd glue together, you know. Oh, it's a meme that turned into an action sci-fi series. It is cool, to be honest. That's why Michael Bay adapted it into a movie. Which Transformers movie is based on Skibidi Toilet? Sorry, I couldn't resist. Yeah, obviously you can mess with all these things and make them into foam, and then you get newer ones like this. I've got a lot of reference photos because from before Halo Infinite was out, I was trying to put together all the files to make all the Halo Infinite stuff, and I managed to get that done just like that. And I even managed to get like the torso as well, so you'd have a whole belly part, and that's what I do now. I make like the full belly parts of stuff. Like I'm in the middle of a reach build. I'm just waiting for foam to turn up so I can actually. Whoa! Oh my god! Sorry, if that was loud. Yeah. Like that is like the belt part of a reach armour, and then inside it that's the belly part. I'd then glue that in, and then glue it to the chest part as well. And There's some extra bits that you put on the back here, because all this is quite bare, but you put that on as well, so there's like all the armour details, and you get it glued in fairly tightly, just so there's no little gaps like this, and then it makes a whole torso. And no one else seems to do that. And all I do is cut it up one side and add Velcro so you can just it together. Ow. And then yeah, you're all set for the cons, as it were. And yeah, it's something no one does. It's even in the most like elaborate cosplay costumes that I've seen that are done like 3D printing, for example, which I don't do. Even they don't do the middle part, like the belly, and the belly and the neck is always what I reckon lets Halo cosplay down a little bit. It's sad, really, but I've solved the belly problem. Now there is an Etsy store where you can get like a neck part, which I actually have. It's this guy. Let me switch camera again. Oop, there we go. And that's the chin and the neck, and it's been done out of like a foam rubber type of thing, and I'm ripping it as I'm ripping. Oh my god! Gonna have to try and repair it somehow. But yeah, I've had this in a number of years, and it's exactly Halo Infinite accurate. A dude does them on Etsy, and they're really cool. See you later, man. Thanks for dropping in. And yeah, they're like dust everywhere, but yeah, they're really cool. I wish I could afford to buy another one because they are quite expensive, and they're done in America, so I have to send for them to be, brought here. I got given this. I did it in exchange for some legs. But yeah, it was cool. And it makes up the armour. And once you've got everything in, and you've got the neck part, and you've got the belly part, forget about it. Perfect. Everything's rolling. Marine. Halo 1 Marine. Oh. Is that? Ah, yeah, there we go. Chest armour. God damn, this is an old file. Look at that. My god, you can barely tell what that's supposed to be. Let's have a look at the helmet. What is that? I mean, I get that the OG Halo game was like low poly, but Christ. Even Halo 2. Oh god, let's have a look at the helmet. I'll say, like, we got a nub. Bit of detail there, that's lovely, isn't it? Halo 3 is where we should be getting, like, interesting. Let's look at the helmet straight away this time. There we go, look at that. Oh my god, what is all this? What is this? Oh, okay. No, I don't want to save. Right. So what's low poly then if that's high? A little bit more manageable. Yeah, that looks like more what you sort of remember the old Halo Marines looking like, isn't it? We've got reach there, we've got vehicles. So I could make you a warthog out of foam, I suppose. Ghost. Health pack. Pelican. What? No. Oh well. Um, Halo Wars weaponry. An assault rifle. That's cool. See, in the old days, that would all be made out of paper, and then you would like resin it, cover it in resin, and you'd have like a hard model of it, and then some people would use that as like a cast to then cast it out of maybe like hard rubber or something, whatever materials people used. Um, and I never did this. I never really got into like making the weapons so much as the armor, but I've got them there. Forward into Dawn. What have we got here? Let's right biceps, chest, helmet. See, it was drastically different. Like just the chest, you can tell by looking at the chest how actually different the armor design was. Well, they've included the spine. That's cool. But yeah, oh god, it was like its own design, and it came from one of the Halo Legends shorts, the CG animated one where Chief's running through a Covenant carrier. It was done by a Japanese studio, and they designed like an armor that was like an approximation of somewhere between Halo Wars type Mark IV stuff and what ended up being a Mark V from Halo CE, and ended up with that. Or should I, if I go like that. So yeah, it's strange. But then they used that for Forward Unto Dawn, and that's what was strange to me, was that Forward Unto Dawn was the like the first live action attempt at doing something Halo live action related. You know, for some reason they chose that armor. I I I honestly don't understand why they didn't go like. I think timeline wise, is it? Because maybe I think maybe the idea was that in the timeline he would have been wearing that armor at that time. If we're counting that particular Halo Legends story as like full canon, which some of them now aren't for some reason. Like Origins 1 and 2 were fully within the Bungie continuity, and then that later was just thrown out. Won it. I'm not going to start ranting to no one about my thoughts on the horrendousness that was the retcon, the unholy retcon. This is all like, I think, supposed to be what do you call it? Right, hang on a second, everybody. I won't be long. Oh, there we go. Right, hello. Just a quick phone call from my dentist. HD helmet. That's obviously, that's Halo 1. Halo CE. What's that? Is that the same? Why have I got this two of the same? Did I fix one? What have I done? Right, I clearly didn't do anything for that one. What about that? Nope. So I've got two files for no reason. Why is that a rundown? What's the difference? What's Crackhead done? That's a much more accurate one, isn't it? I think that's the one I made. I actually made one out of paper for someone once and reinforced it with foam. Yeah, and they did one. I think it was around. It must have been around the time TikTok came out, and they did one TikTok. And I've never seen or heard from the guy since. So yeah, that was weird. That's cool. The chest comes in two parts. That's really strange, but actually it is cool, but it's strange and awkward to that would be awkward to do for someone else, you know, because a lot of my clients are in overseas, and if I was to do that for someone, it would actually be a nightmare. It's much better when you can do it all in one, and then you've got everything, like chest wise. For example, this one, obviously ignore all that mess, but when it's all in one like that, you get to just, you know, measure the whole thing. Anyway, ODST, armor, weapons. The Halo 2 ODST one's funny because it's so low poly. I remember this one, like, look. That's how the ODSTs looked in Halo 2. That's pretty much bang on as well, accuracy wise. Now, that's interesting that I've got like two of the same file again. I'm not sure why. Let's see. It does look like it's the same one as well. Chest plate. Excellent. Chest plate letter. What's that? What the hell is that? Stomach pack. Right. Okay. So there's quite a lot. And there's the wetter things in there as well. I think that's closer to the wetter helmet as well. NZ. So maybe New Zealand. I don't know, but there's wetter legs. That's cool. I do like the ODST armour. Ah, see, the files are different. Okay. What's this? Oh, there you go, look. That's more accurate to the games, I would say, but it still looks a bit wettery. Wittery. Torso, thigh, shoulder, pouch. Helmet. That's another helmet. What the hell? What is going on there? Why has this not been unfolded? Okay. Left thigh, right thigh, chest plate, torso, sniper plates, shoulders, sides, belt, shoulder. I'm sure I had like a bunch of different. Oh, there's the Heroes Workshop. Ah, cool. Okay. Big massive gap missing out of there though. That's annoying. Crikey. Come on, Heroes Workshop, you can do better than that. But there's a wetter armour in actual wetter stuff. Is that the same? Yeah, I just didn't read it, did I? I'm just being stupid. Okay. Let's see. I've got 3D print files, but I've got no way to look at them. I've got no 3D printing software or anything. I've got a Cortana chip. Now, I can open 3D print files with Pepakura, but it, like, yeah, there's 7,074 edges because they're so high detail that you do that. Yeah, my computer's just started going as well. And then you can't click on it yet because it's still calculating, trying to lay it out flat on here. See what happens. If anything. Is anything going to happen? It doesn't look like it. But yeah, what I did for the Cortana chip was I literally just took something like that and cut out bits where I knew details were and made it myself. Easy. I think the plan must have been that I was going to 3D print them, like almost like on an assembly line. And in more recent times, I've actually got a belt printer, which is like a conveyor belt, and it just can continuously print until it runs out of filament, and it just drops them off the edge. So you just like put a box or a bucket on the bottom of it, and it all just drops in when it's done. So that's what I did, I think. Yeah. It's not what I did, it's what I planned to do, I should say. Yeah. Thanks for watching, if anybody dropped in and dropped out. Appreciate you all. Thank you for talking to me, Mr. New Account, whoever you were, about Skibidi Toilet. Whatever that is, I'll have a look into it actually and see if I can try and find some templates, and I could maybe even offer that if that happens. But yeah, I reckon this has been a successful test. All my stuff's working. You can see my hands. This will be the build platform for tomorrow. For tomorrow, we get foam, which means I can carry on that bad boy that I pulled out earlier. The CQB helmet. I've done that. Armour that has been 2 years in making, and I'm so very thankful to Big T, I'll call him, who has been so patient, man. If you watch this back, I want to thank you again. I know I continuously thank you via messages and stuff for being such a nice guy, because in your position, if it was me, I'd be so pissed by now. So again, you're a wonderful human being. Thank you so much for being a lovely guy and understanding. Thanks again everybody for watching. I'm going to leave it there. You've all been non-existent, but I appreciate it either way. And I'll see you tomorrow. Hopefully we'll get some actual building done tomorrow. It'll be great. So thanks again. See you then.